season 2 of The Die.
Wow.
Today we are talking about everything education, everything academics. Anyone who feels like academics is your life, anyone who feels like you're not doing well in school, yada yada yada, whatever you feel concerning education system, academic system, we're going to talk about everything concerning that. And I have some very amazing guests with me here today, and I'm so excited for them to introduce themselves. So we are going to start with the two guys sitting across me.
Yeah, so my name is Theophilus Wakeme. I'm a current graduate student in North Carolina State University. Yeah.
And you are studying?
I'm studying electrical engineering.
Alright. Okay.
All right, my name is David Dazi. A second year PhD student in electrical engineering in North Carolina State University. Yes.
Hi, my name is Ayamiko. I just finished my master's in NCSU also. Forest biomaterials.
Yay.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Franklin Mateos. I'm a first year master's student in electrical engineering at North Carolina State University.
All right, so these are my very lovely guests, and I can't wait for you guys to hear what they have to say. So let's just dive right into it. So my first question is to Ayo. Okay, so to you, what do you think education is?
I'll say education is about like learning new things, whatever it might be. You're educating yourself once you learn something new. Yeah, that's my that's my choice.
Okay, so what about you?
Oh, it's just like receiving training in a particular area, like any area at all. It could happen in the home or anywhere, but just that most of the time it happens in an institution. So you can just use education and then school like interchangeably.
Okay. What about you guys?
So I think it's the process of acquiring knowledge. Education is, and just as Franklin said, you could get education from any source. It could be from social media, it could be from school, and that would be more of an organized way of having education, going to school and then getting some formal training. So I just think education is just the process of acquiring knowledge.
Okay. How about you?
Yeah. Similar suggestion. To elaborate. Because education, that's why we have different forms. So we have formal, informal, semi-formal. Even God can teach you. All those things are all forms of education. So it's just a process of acquiring knowledge. It could be through experience. It could be through reading. It could be through maybe just influence from peers and all those things. So all these things, ways and means that one can get some level of knowledge in a particular field or aspect. That's what we call education. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I think.
What I picked up from you guys while you guys were speaking, you guys were generally saying like it's learning something, right? But then what I picked up from the two of you was that like it doesn't necessarily have to be in a school. You're saying even God can teach you.
Experiences can teach you.
Experiences can teach you. So what do you think about the education, about the approach to education in Ghana or in Africa? Like what do you think about the approach to education? Oh, should I pick someone? You can start talking. Anyone who wants to address the question can start.
Yeah, so start.
Well, I think in general, when we talk about education, especially in Ghana, I'll say it's they make it as a one-size-fits-all kind of thing, in the sense that we don't rank people according to their ability. So, for example, when you go to class 1 or class 2 or class 3, there are going to be some students who are going to do better than others. And so weaker students will have to always try and catch up with their friends in class. And so with that, they may need to have some extra classes. They need to have extra tuition, extra like studies or something like that. But then the system is not designed to help the weaker students. It's like, okay, we are having a term, we are finishing this term. Whatever you do and whatever you learn is up to you. Yeah. It doesn't emphasize on, okay, smart students, you are good. Weaker students, we need to do something to help you.
Do we have to help the weaker students? I think the system should be designed for the average students.
Yeah.
I don't think we have to necessarily I mean, fine. It's fair that we want to help them, but I don't think the system should be designed for the weaker students. It should be designed for the average students, and yeah, we find ways and means of helping them too, but we don't have to necessarily design it for the weaker students.
Yeah, I think I sorry. But what the point I was driving at was that it shouldn't be a one size fits all, because the way someone will learn and understand math is not the same way everyone will follow it.
Yeah.
And if the country wants to make the best use of resources and make sure that everyone, or at least majority of the students pass, then it shouldn't be one way or monotonous. There should be some sort of dynamism in getting to the points that everyone can learn something or be able to pick up from the educational system.
All right. I think the whole concept looks like we are all talking about formal education in Ghana. Yeah, but in actual fact, education in Ghana has a lot of, let me say, different steps. Okay. One of the ways that when I get into classroom, I want to teach someone. One of the things I realize is that the people always want to know what they are learning. That is one thing that is missing in Ghana. We don't tell them what they are learning. So we just come. X has done something to Y, and Y has to do some other things to Z. Fine, I can learn how we'll do that. Right? But what has that got to do with me? You understand? So before you start to teach someone something, I believe that our system should be designed such a way that in the first place, we should know the effect of whatever we are learning. What is it going to be used for? What is this going to be applied? Where is it going to be applied? When you tell somebody that thing, it's good. For instance, we are learning what variation. When you tell somebody, okay, variation, this and this is what it means. You can apply variation when you are selecting a particular cost. You are doing cost analysis for goods and services. You can do this, you can do that and that. Oh, okay. Then say, how do we do it?
Yeah.
Then I'll tell you this and that. You see? But then, the way the system is, it makes it sound like
With you employ, we go.
so if you are just teaching you, just know this. So when you know, there are a lot of people who can cram. You see, me like this, I'm not able to cram. I want you to tell me exactly what I'm learning. When you tell me, that's all. So when I'm in classroom, I create patterns in what you are teaching me. Okay, so this thing, I will explain it like this to someone. So I realized that is how the system should work. If you do that, then it's going to benefit all.
Yeah.
You understand? You don't necessarily need grades. If you just understand what you are studying, you generate the interest, it will come. Okay.
That's true.
Yeah. So I think that is one thing that is missing in our education and all
system.
those things. Yes.
Yeah.
Even if our parents are going to advise us at home, they tell us that the reason why I said don't wake up is this. They will tell you some story that happened to someone. And because of this, that is why. Then you say,
That's true.
Man, I won't do it again. But when I come to class, I said, hey, you stay in the house. The child don't understand why should I stay in the house. But they say, well, don't stay in the house because a dog went to buy somebody's child. And so when you're rabies, you understand? So yeah. So I think all these things have to come into.
You guys still spitting some bars.
I like the way you went to treat to make it
So it's like right now we said everything that, not everything, but we've spoken about like the bad. Are there any pros to the education system in Africa? What are some of the pros? Okay, let's say what are some of the pros, what are some of the cons? Then we'll talk about, let's one by one. So what are some of the pros, what are some of the cons?
I think for pros, because I did a year of university in Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria, sorry guys. I did a year of university in Nigeria before I came here for like my undergrad here. And one thing I realized was I was like way ahead of my classmates here, and all of them were like, oh my gosh, calculus, and I'm like, we did this in secondary school, like what's going on? So I think a pro will be like they teach us like more advanced things, and so when you come here you're like, oh, you're up to date or even up like far above. So so
So even though that's a pro, do you think that might be the reason why they are in quotes weaker students? Because maybe they are teaching you above.
No, I think for the weaker students, I think especially with Nigerian education is because education is not. I want to use the word personalized. Like I feel I might be weak in math, but my strong point is like art, and they want all of you to learn math. Of course, I'll be weak, but that doesn't mean I'm dull. And if you give me art, I'll be like excelling in it, and I come here and I'm like shining bright. So I think personalization of education might be.
I think we'll come to. We have to like talk extensively on that aspect. Yeah. Let's talk academics. Let's give some advice. So let's first address three main categories of people. So what advice would you give to someone who is really pushing so hard in school and their only source of drive and passion or their mentality is that I have to make it in school or I die or I fail in life. Like they have to make it, like they don't know social life, just like Charlie, like I have to, like what advice would you give to such a person?
Is the person doing well?
Yeah, so come to that. So the person is doing well. Do I have a category for someone who's doing that and not doing well?
Okay.
Yeah. So the person is doing well. Yeah. But like that's just the person's like, if I don't continue to do well, like I feel I'm a failure, that kind of thing. Like, who wants to start?
I'll pass.
You pass.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't think the person wants to hear my advice.
Okay, let's start with everyone and we'll go to Bati last.
Okay, so you are in school and it's like your everything is book academics, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have any other life. But in actual fact, human beings, we have 3 lives. And if anybody is able to balance these 3, then you are very, very... you enjoy this life they have given us. Yeah.
What's 3 lives?
Life is a 3 poster. You don't know. So let me explain to you. We have spiritual life, right? We have social and we have academic or career. That those two.
What are
sometimes
physical? Is that under social?
Yeah, so those ones. So that spiritual life, there are some people who the spiritual has taken them.
Over.
So for them, I think when we were in the SHS, instead of prep time, and you see that the prayers are going on, they are going on. They come and then after Wasi, you get F's and then you said this thing. At the point, someone was even telling me that someone went to check their result twice. It came back red. It changed. I said, spiritual changes is that. Actually, I'm not a spiritual man. So maybe it can happen. But you see, you can't base on that. That's faith. And they can tell you to do that thing and all that, right? Good. So some people are there, they've taken that life alone. That is fine. There are some people to social media, party, what, friendship. All that is what their focus is. So that is another form of human being. Before we have the ones that book or nothing. You understand? So they are like the nerds kind of people. It's like when they see your hair, they want to even bring an equation that can count Ayo's hair, number of hairs right now. Like everything about them is academics. You understand? So such people, it's just normal. That is like how they have trained themselves, right? But there is nothing like, if that is not part of your life, you die. There is nothing like that. If that is what you are pushing, and it's working for you, it's yielding something, yes, that could be your blessing, that could be your gift. But you must learn, I would advise, in my opinion, that you must learn how to balance these 3 lives I've mentioned. When you can balance these 3, my dear, there is nothing you cannot do or you cannot achieve. You understand? When it comes to know when to have fun or take time off and then enjoy what you've learned or earned so far, you know how to do that. When it's time for you to go and give the prayers to You know
Why
how
do
to
you
do
use that
that.
voice in the spiritual part?
Like I used to go to Pentecost.
You're not a spiritual man.
And then when it's time for the books too, you are always in front. You see, that kind of life is like more like a fulfilled one.
That's true.
And then you can live long. You
Hey,
understand?
here is why
that's
so
what those
I know, right?
so those people that like push only academics and push it only and push it only and push it only, you can keep pushing if that is what is actually bringing a lot to you, bringing food on your table, but you might lose friends. It comes with all this. Yeah, so you might lose all those things and you keep pushing, but there is nothing like without that I would die. So you just have to try your best to push it to certain levels and then try and also push other aspects of your life also to certain levels. Because if you show, you know will die.
I think the balanced life is the
best
kind of life.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the balanced life.
Good there, David.
I don't think I have a balanced life. So it's very lopsided, trust me.
No, I think it's spiritual.
Yeah, I think
it's
so
balanced.
too. I think it's spiritual and academics.
I mean,
You say you have balance. I say you don't have balance. And you're giving you spiritual, so you don't like. What
Me, that's my life. I'm telling you.
Okay.
for
Yeah, I
this
think-
kind
yeah.
of person.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, there are people like that.
Mm.
Let me say, all their life has to be about, should I say, academia or
Career.
books or career. It's fine. It's perfect. Like, there are people like that.
Yeah.
We need such people in our society too.
Yeah.
When you talk of people like Nikola Tesla, people who committed their whole life to
Yeah, new team.
things of academia, right? Trying to do more research, come up with something. And Tesla locked up himself in a room. We said he didn't want any disturbance. He was focusing on his work. And by
Doing that.
doing that, we are here now. We are seeing lights all
AC
over,
and
AC,
all
all
that,
that. So
yeah.
we have a place for those people. But the probability that you are one of those people is very
Wow. He was right when he said it was
the probability is very low, right? Because people like that, when you see them from their infancy, you can tell. Trust me, if you are listening to me, the chance that you are one of those people is low. Because such a person will not be listening to you.
Yeah.
No, it's the fact that
It's
you
true,
don't
it's
even
true.
they don't have
to
time for these things.
It's true. It's true.
So if you are trying and it's not working, like maybe don't think it's all about I have to make it till I die. Just take it cool. As you grow up, you realize that other things
Yeah,
are
important.
important.
Yeah,
So
very important.
just try your best, keep pushing, but don't think that is the end of it. Or if you don't make it, you die. No, just
Okay.
take it.
But
cool.
sorry, I feel like it's, I don't know, yours is kind of different from what he's saying in a way, because I feel like academics, like, okay, Nikola Tesla now, he wasn't like trying to just learn to get first position or something.
No,
He was
no.
learning because he loved learning. But
Yes.
for some people, they'll do book or die because, oh, they must beat this other girl that's trying to get like first position or first class. And I think if there's now that comparison in between, and then maybe you got second, and then it comes you come
Yeah.
crashing out. So I think it's like, what's the purpose behind
What's
why?
the intention?
Yeah.
That's also
Yeah, the
important.
intention is also.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on because of time. So now let's go to the second category of people. The person who is trying so hard to do well in school, but it just doesn't seem to working out. Like this school thing is not. You're trying.
Yeah.
You learn 8 hours a day. Someone just learns 1 hour a day, and the person is passing. So who wants to start?
Find something that you like. Not by force. Or maybe that course isn't for you. Change it or something. You don't have to be an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer. Honestly, I don't know. That's my own.
It depends on what stage of education or
True.
the person is. If the person is in maybe primary, junior high, senior high, I would say keep trying and seek help from your teachers, from some of your colleagues who are smart. So let them show you the way, like how to do
Go
better.
about it, yeah.
Yes, because I think you should have at least up to some high school diploma, right? Now, if you are in college, you're trying, it's not working, I think you should try to try other stuff, other things that might work. Maybe the major that you find yourself in is just not working for you. You might excel in some other area. So be open-minded, try other things, figure out what you want to do, and then just move towards that
Oh,
side.
what's your answer, sir?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another thing is that we have the classroom and we have the street. Okay. when we say street, it doesn't mean Guru boys or something like that. Okay. But I think some people do realize that this academics thing is not mine, right? But then they are able to fish out that I can use my talent to do something.
Right.
One thing that we are, what is your talent? That is one of the problems that we have.
His talent
A
is
lot
learning.
of people, because of learning, because of
You don't even
books,
discover
they
that.
don't even
Yeah.
try to explore their talents.
Yeah.
You see,
Talent.
and you know there are two ways of making money. Either using your body or brain. Two things,
Yeah.
right? You use your body for money, or you can use your brain. So a computer scientist will sit in his house and make money. A pompo scientist who has to go and do the major pompo and get money. You understand?
Yeah.
Those people that carry the masons and all those things. Like footballers, they are making a lot of money, but they are using their strength. You see, at the end of the day, there are some people who also balance the two and all those things. Okay. So it is not only like academics is the way to success, is the way to this. If maybe you are excelling in a major, you are not excelling in a major, you want to change major and that you excel, fine. Maybe you change major, no, it's not also majoring you. You change another major, it's still the same. Then if I not say, this particular classroom thing is something I need to look at. But maybe when I was young, I realized that I can sing. Yeah, some people drop out, like my popular man, Black Sheriff, after SHS. He started writing money where you did. Now he was looking for the money. Now he found it. He found it. Now he's going international, going global, and all those things. He's having proficiency.
Yeah.
So that's why he's saying when you get high school diploma, that's okay. You can speak the English, you can relate to people, you understand. Then the rest, it's how you can explore that field, use your talent and all those things. You
I want
understand?
to say something.
Yeah.
Please, when you are listening, don't just take the last part that say he dropped out. Like, listen to everything they said from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, they said try other majors, try
Yeah,
other
try.
stuff,
Yeah.
be open-minded. If you realize it's not working for you, like, I want us to be take everything. Don't just take some guy this
Yeah,
from some podcast.
yeah,
This
yeah,
I should
yeah.
drop out from school. I beg you.
I didn't say that. Like, yes,
As
so-
a matter of fact, I don't have the statistics, but if you check, I'm sure that a number of people who drop out, a number of them don't make it.
No
Yeah.
make it.
You hear of those who
Exactly.
make it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
don't
of
think
only
that
those who make it.
if you drop out, you make it. No.
Yes.
We only hear of those who make
So
it.
that is the thing. So
Yeah.
you know that okay, I am talented in this field. I want to go into it. Now you have to explore because that one is also a different dimensions of
Yeah.
life now.
Right.
Academics has its own rules, regulations, guidelines for you to get to the finish line.
Yeah.
When you hit and then you say no, let me now follow my talent and things. Now that one has its own guidelines, rules and
True.
things.
Yeah.
Not everyone will make it on that path as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to just be careful in your kind of decisions and things to make. So you always have to explore what should work for you, what wouldn't work for you, and all those things. You know, in JHS, I used to run.
Oh, me too.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
no,
was
but
a-
mine
I
was
used to do long
SHS.
jump.
Very serious. Like those days we used to go to hunting. I can run faster than the dogs. Like I can go and catch maybe the game before the dog will get it. So I
When you
realized
see
that
dogs
no, I have
catching.
this talent.
Wow. Where did it
100
come
meters. So I realized that no, I have this 100 meters talent. So I started this running thing in JHS. First one, I give them gap. Second one, I give them gap. You see, if I realize, okay, this is my talent, I can run, I can do this. Now book came, book 2 are the force. And then I realized that no, these two weighing these two options, I realized the book way will be sweeter for me than the running. Because what if I'm running and at the end of the day I can only go to zonals. That's can go.
Yeah.
Is it you hear that they drop out and this school is not what to make you big. They will leave and then that one is a different thing. So always explore their options. Look at what is best for you. And I think if you do that with some guidance from people.
Yeah,
like
and I also want to add that even if you are going to, even if let's say like your path is different from the normal academic route, whatever that you are doing, still learn about it. So let's say if you want to drop out of school and produce a podcast, watch YouTube videos, read about it. How do I get the quality? Like actually read about whatever, no matter which field you go into, there's going to be some amounts of education related to it. So if you want to even drop out, whatever it is you want to do, make sure you're doing it well so that it will be successful. So you still need to invest some kind of like time and energy into making sure that like it's on point, right?
Sorry, can I quickly add something? Back to what David said before about the whole like food.
The food thing.
Yeah, honestly, that might be an issue. Honestly, if you think about it, or maybe you maybe have some sort of maybe ADHD and you don't know. Sometimes going to the doctor like might be helpful. Like so, just like check everything around it to know what's up.
I just want to add something to what Nadia said. I don't really follow Shatawale, but he's one person I sort of respect in a way. Not for
you don't need to emphasize sort of respect.
But I respect Shatawale for one thing. Because I remember when I was young, he used to be Bandana. So the song.
But you're still young though.
Sorry, I meant when I was younger. Bandana from Ghana. And at that time, he was okay. He wasn't really a, let's say, the top-notch star or music artist in the world or in Ghana. And then he went on a sabbatical for a very long time. I don't know, but I heard he went to Jamaica.
When he came back, I remember.
And then all of a sudden, he came back and he was just a hit.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just, and actually there was a planetary difference between Bandana and Shatawale.
Yeah.
He rebranded himself.
Yeah.
He learned his craft. And he's actually good at what he does.
Yeah.
He mastered what he did.
Yeah.
So he took his time off. Okay, say this is not whatever I did, but I want to be better. I want to improve myself. He took his time off and then put away all. No, I don't think anyone heard from Bandana. We didn't hear any song from him. He just stopped producing music, went away, did all his rehearsal, did all his training, came back, and he was just a. People will say an overnight success, but it took him years to perfect and do what he did so that he can be an overnight success. So I believe that to what you said, that if you take time off, really, really steady your art, it requires some level of dedication, and so it's not come on silver platter. We won't say that, okay, change your major, change your this, and then it's going to be fine. No. You have to put in the effort, the diligence, the blood, the sweat, the thought.
It's
make
actually
sure that
equivalent
you
to going to school.
The street has its own rules.
Yes.
yeah.
The streets also have its own.
So I think passion and purpose have a big place in what you want to do and achieve.
Yeah.
And discipline.
Okay, so let's take the last category of people. What would you tell the person who is not taking school too seriously because they don't see the need for it? So the person who is just like, I don't care, I'm just, maybe not necessarily from a rich home, but someone who just doesn't see the need for school. What would you tell such a person?
I'll ask the person of his reasons, because people have different reasons why they don't regard school. I don't know for that aspect, but this is normally common in areas where school has not really proved brought out any significant person in their community.
It's true.
It realized that like someone will go to the university and come back home and the brother dies in the farm, he the feed them. So if the brother starts see that even I heard one WhatsApp voice note. He said his father should go and get him store at the do. Now even someone came with first class, he's selling sobolo and pie and all those things. You see. So such mentalities are, I think, developed when they are not seeing the benefits and then the essence of schools, right? But school is actually a good thing. And nobody should lie to you that it's bad. It's good, okay? Because even if you are from rich home, your father might have gone to school, or your father might have taken such few steps in order for him to get there. And even he being a rich man is still putting you in school. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So it is actually something that is very, very important. And for whatever reason that is making you think that way, you have to have a rethink before it's too late. Because it's not something that is going to be helpful to you. It might harm you in one way or the other. So my advice to the person is that rethink your decision and see. Everybody has their own destiny in life, so rethink your decision.
We'll take one more advice and we'll move on to the next question. Who wants to take it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said everything.
Oh.
No.
Are you sure? No, you I
said
don't
like
even say something.
Oh, but he has met the people who would like
I don't want to believe someone
who don't like
I don't want to believe someone in junior high or lower will have any problem going to school. I think they're all okay. Usually it's those in the high school that's
when peer pressure sets.
exactly. I think it's usually about peer pressure. And so they see people who let me say have left school and have made it. And so they think, oh, after all, then I can also make it without being in school.
Yeah.
But the thing is, yes, you can make it without being in school, but then being in school gives you at least it gives you a glimmer of hope that you'll be successful. Like it is not a guarantee that you make it, but it gives you a glimmer of hope that you'll be successful. So at least you might just want to hang around.
Hang around.
Yeah, see how it looks.
So what's the advice for the person that he should hang around?
I think the person needs serious counseling. And I don't think I'm the best person to counsel him on this.
Yeah, but they need counseling.
The person needs serious counseling.
Very good.
I don't think I can advise the person on this.
Okay. End very soon, mostly because of time, but let me try and put in like very important questions at the last part. So what advice would you give to those who may not have had equal opportunities to attain the same level of education as others, but are seeking the same opportunities? Maybe due to financial something, or maybe something happened, you were not able to get the same level of education as the same people you are competing with. Like you want to get the same like everyone wants to succeed in life, right? So your circumstances shouldn't prevent you from that. So what advice would you give to someone who is seeking the same opportunities as someone who has been able to get like let me not say masters, someone who has been able to attain a certain level of education? Yeah, let's make it
Take it like you're advising me, because advise me. So, like, you don't have the same level of qualification as someone.
Yeah,
And
but you want the same opportunity.
You want the same opportunity.
What advice would you give to the person?
What advice would you give to
Are you repeating what I'm saying?
Yes, because like you are having to see someone having this particular opportunity and all those things. It can come from a lot of factors, which maybe you may not be privileged enough to have that, or you might, because of one or two things, you are not able to reach there. Okay. Yeah. But then at the end of the day, everybody has the purpose of doing some things. For instance, this man wants to lecture.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
He
Look at him. He's a complete lecturer. So he wants to lecture. So if David is doing his PhD,
I didn't know that.
So if David is doing his PhD and I don't get an opportunity to do PhD, then it's like they have to go and do PhD. PhD is not for everybody.
Yeah.
You understand? It's not for everybody, and he has purpose and reason he's doing the PhD, for doing all those things. So I think when you get opportunity, make good use of it. Life doesn't throw opportunities around. It comes once a while. Everybody had their whatever they will be.
Yeah.
You will get educational opportunities. Maybe you might get monetary opportunities. Yeah. So I think you should just make best use of what you have right now, the opportunities you have. And if it is possible to get his opportunity, that's fine. If it is not, Don't worry yourself. What you have is enough. Just try and see how best you can master that craft as well. There are some people undergrad, but they stop. They have done it very well. There are some people PhD. They come work for the undergrad guy. So these things, they are all the academic opportunities. That one they don't fight over it. But when you get it, it's golden, right? Yeah. So continue that advice.
I actually want Ayo to talk.
Yes.
I think I believe in like also creating opportunities, like, and I believe in reaching out to people. So if you see this person has done, like, you want to do a PhD and you haven't gotten the opportunity to do a PhD, and you see this Nigerian person maybe on Instagram. Almost everyone has Instagram now. You can just like DM the person like, hey, can we talk? And then the person like gives you, like, the way I got this my program was I called everybody in the department and emailed everybody that I need funding, and somehow someone answered me. So I believe like if you email 100 people, at least one person will reply you and like push you. You might not get the exact thing, but push you like towards a direction where you can get what you want. So
All right, guys. So I kind of just want you guys to kind of emphasize and summarize everything we've discussed. And so I'm going to ask you guys just three main questions or three critical questions concerning this topic. So the first one is school the only way to make it in life?
So I would say that school is not the only way to make it in life, but it gives you a good cushion for you to fall on. In the sense that whatever you do when you're following your passion or your vision or however you put it, school will give you a platform for you to fall on in case things don't go the way you plan it to. For example, if you decide to be a footballer, um, school gives you like a basis to at least some math, some English, something that you can use to succeed with. So what I'll say is that school is not what you don't need. It's not the only way to succeed, but it's definitely a critical way that gives you a platform or a cushion or some sort of backing in case things go wrong. And obviously, school helps you to build your mind. So it shouldn't be something that should be ignored. You should still go to school as much as you can, but then follow your passion as well.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so I would say that like earlier on submitted in the audio, you know, there are two ways of making it in life, either by using your brain or your body. And normally it's like it's emphasized that the brain aspect is what is really more important. Like that's why I go to school, do this, do that. At the same time, somebody is making money by raising 5 kilos of gym and all that. You get it?
Some people are YouTubers,
Yeah, some people are YouTubers, some people are masons, some people are
plumbers.
So those ones you don't need any serious like intellectual ability or something to become. Though mason requires some level of skills. Yeah. But I don't think you need like a
Civil engineers have no masons.
I
beg you.
I didn't say
I didn't say
anything.
civil
I didn't
engineers
say
are
anything.
masons anyway. So like I'm saying, you don't really need certain level of intellectual ability to do this, right? So but just that basic education, like Franklin said, is more important. That one is very, very important because that gives you some leverage for to read and write and all those things. That's important. But when you look at a long run in terms of making it and all that, a lot of things comes into play. You can leverage based on your talent. Like I asked David, what's his talent? He doesn't know. So that means that he should concentrate on books. Because if you don't have talent, you look at books. You get me? So people take up their talent and it makes them rich. Look at these footballers, look at these athletes, look at all those people. You get me? Yeah. But that path as well, like we said, it's also a path that you need to learn how that is also done. Not every footballer is successful, right? Not every runner is successful. Not every whatever is successful. Same way, not everyone who has attended school is successful. You get me? But when you look at percentage of people who have attended school and are doing quite well, as against people who haven't, then that's why they try to tell you that okay, focus on schooling, because like David says, it gives you some level of, yeah. So that's not the only way, but largely, it is a great way, and it opens a lot of opportunities for you. Look at it this way as well. Like schooling too, it comes with some level of respect too, because there is respect in intellectual ability. Yeah, so respect can open a lot of doors as well. Yeah, if you come with some, because of, if they start calling this man Doctor David, you get me? If you are saying something wrong, cry no. People are the one who is they're assuming you are right. You get me? So you start featuring on podcasts like this because your opinion matters. Do you get me? And that one can open doors and open ways and things for you. You get me? So generally, it's not the only way. There are a lot of ways. By each way that you pick, you have to learn the principle of success for every way. You don't say I'm going to school. School alone will not help. You have to build connection. You have to build friends on the way. Chewing books alone, you just become very learned, and then you just be writing things just like that. But in terms of success, there are risks involved, taking risks, analyzing, reading, So all those things are there. So I would say that just follow where you are good at, learn the skill, master the craft, and that should work very well for you. Yeah. Okay.
That was that was really good. Those were really amazing submissions. So my next advice. So you all give like, oh, school is good, but da 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 da. So the next thing I'll ask is, what advice would you give to someone who does not thrive in the academic setting but wants to succeed in life? Because you're all saying like at least a basic thing is to try and achieve some level of. So what would you give to? What advice would you tell someone whose natural dwelling place is not the academic setting? The person doesn't naturally thrive in the academic setting, but the person still wants to succeed in life. Should the person start using his talents earlier in preschool or what? Yes. So whoever wants to go first.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll first of all say that you shouldn't be discouraged if school has not worked for you. Because there's this quote that says that everyone is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life thinking that it's stupid. So everyone thrives in different sectors of life. If you move Theo to football, by this time, if you move someone to any position, there's a place that you can thrive the most. And the first thing is that you don't need to be discouraged that school hasn't worked for you. It's not going to work for everyone. It's not a one size fits all thing. Some things will work for you. You pick up some things you will not pick up. You enjoy some subjects more, some will come more difficult to you. That's how it is. So the first thing is never to be discouraged if school doesn't work for you. You should go on and then, pursue what you want and what you feel would get you, what you want, and then make you a success, your definition of success. But I'll say that the underlying principles to succeed in every industry or work environment is that you need both hard work and determination. Whatever you have to do, you have to work hard at it. If you are in school, you have to work hard, you have to be determined. That is, you don't give up easily. If you are in any business, you're in a startup, you're an entrepreneur or anything, you have to work hard, you have to read, you have to learn, you have to invest time. Those basic principles apply wherever that you are. Football, anything at all. Hard work, learning, because you have to learn your craft very well. If you really want to succeed in whatever you're doing, you have to develop mastery of it. You still have to put in the hard work. You still have to put in the determination. You still have to put in all the effort required to succeed. So the thing is to find what you want, but then apply the basic principles: hard work, determination, and continue to persevere. And then I remember this quote again. This is from Albert Einstein. He says that talent is 1%, hard work, something like talent is 1%, hard work is 99%. A genius, He said that a genius is, yes, 1% talent. He copied that as like 1% talent and 99% hard work. Because the more you put in the work involved, like you know what will make you a success, you work at it, then you can succeed. Either you're in school or not. And that's the difference. You see that a lot of people who are first class students, they generally tend to learn more.
Yeah.
Except you.
There are exceptions. To every rule, there's an exception. There are some
I don't
people
learn
yeah. But you think like someone like Messi, they'll say that he doesn't
train a lot.
doesn't train,
Yeah.
but he trains, he does train,
Yeah,
he
does
learns, he
train.
reviews videos and things.
Yeah.
And obviously talent does play a role, but then when you look at someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, we always say it's hard work.
Yeah. And
He's
he's
hard work.
making the results.
And he's making the
or
result.
whatever.
Wherever you put your mind to and effort to, you are most likely to succeed.
Yeah.
If you are very determined, yeah.
Yes. So David has said a lot of things. That's actually true. It's just the like some certain lifestyles that you put in that will determine if school is no good for you. You need to, first of all, like we discussed in the episode, you need to identify which part of your life will go well for you. Maybe if it's selling, like I was saying, that there are some people school will not be good for them, but Charlie, that guy, he can sell you a fake airport. It's serious. He's
He's a
very good
serious
at
guy.
marketing,
Yeah.
but he wouldn't know that is marketing. Like you being good at marketing, he just know that I can help people, but he doesn't know I can translate that into certain things. So you can actually identify those kind of things and know that okay, academics, no, if it doesn't work, it's not that I'm stupid. There is something that should work for me. If you are in this world and you say that you don't have a specific skill, then I think poverty will just be like the hallmark of your family. It should be your family there. It must be there. Because surely everyone has an inbuilt talent in them. Some are smart, some are some have endurance spirit, some are very good. If you know that, like maybe you are that type that you can act, you can, now TikTok has come, a lot of content creation, yeah, like people use a lot of things. So, but all depends on mastery, like you said, working on your craft, managing your time properly, all the good things that comes with it, right? So don't worry if school doesn't go well. Identify other aspects of your life that can sell. That can sell. There are certain things that you identify that will not sell. So some things can sell. Let's say you are someone that can lie. It's a good talent. But lying is not easy. When you say one lie, you have to say 99 to back up. You get me? So it's a good talent for you to lie, like sit in front of people and lie. It's a great talent, but it's not a selling talent. So don't come and say, "Oh, I think I'm a good liar. I can enter politics." It will not sell. Do you get me? Because we need some level of honesty over there. Do you get me? That's what someone can think. I think politicians can lie and I can lie. So let me enter politics. If you see that. So look for other things that can actually sell. And then master it, like my boss said. A lot of hard work goes into it. A lot of everything goes into it. Then surely we expect very good results from you. Yeah. If it doesn't go well too, I think prayers and deliverance. Because there are some people are sitting on people's destiny. You can work and work and work. Someone is sitting on your destiny. So surely prayers to us to come in, and then you are praying in can quick fire and all that. So fasting. Oh, bro. So all that also comes to play. Yeah. But at the end of the day, praying and so is also hard work. So you have to still continue. In all aspects. Yeah. So thank you.
I really like that, and I like that you, I like that you are also being realistic. Okay, so the last question I want to ask for us to summarize this episode is: knowing that different people thrive with different types of education, because I think earlier in the episode you were saying there's formal education, even God can teach you and all that. So knowing that different people thrive with different types of education and not the traditional system necessarily, what do you think we can do to change the narrative to make the system favor those who are talented and smart, but not in the traditional academic setting? For example, maybe I'm more creative than a math and science person. What can we do to change the system or to change the traditional academic setting? Yeah.
I think my boss will go first.
Yeah, actually, this thing has been thought through, and in 1865, that time you people were not there, but it has been thought through, honestly speaking. So, if you look at the way some universities have their structure, they have made liberal arts, they have made, graphic designing, they have made all those things. They try to accommodate and understand that, okay, there are people who actually are not supposed to be science or maths or general art. No, there are some people that can do anything, and we need them. We need those banners, we need those stickers, we need all those things, right? So we need those people. But sometimes for them to sell their craft and things, they need certain, refinements in terms of them knowing the standard. So let's put a certain standard that is nice, teach them certain technology and tools that they need, you know. So schools have tried to incorporate that. You get me? But I think it's changing because of how the world is now moving. A lot of opportunities are there in IT, science. So it looks like only those people are the most important people in school. When we were entering undergrad, they ask you what course are you doing? Electrical. Ish. Then you do like this. Because, boy, you are the most important in the school. But, yeah. you get me? So it's because of how the world is going. But that doesn't mean that if you are smart in something, creative, you are whatever, no. There should be that niche is there for you in the school. They have like education principles and all those things. So the narrative, they are changing the narrative is about changing the individuals, how they perceive schooling. Because there are some people, you are trained, visual art students, you do graphic design.
Yeah, but even from SHS going, they'll tell you visual art students are the ones that are not smart.
Uh-huh.
So if you don't do well, then they take you to visual art.
No, because they were measuring the smartness with maths and science.
Yeah.
Do you get me? But the one who brought the visual art as a program knows that no, I am not targeting people who are good at maths and science. I'm targeting someone who is creative. So it is our teachers who are changing the whole narrative. Do you get me? It's our teachers and the way the world is going. It's like if you are not good at maths, they will say you don't make it in life. That's how they see it. If you are not good, they feel like you will not make it in life, you will not go far. Do you get me? Because of how they judge certain things with, because maths, right now it's doctors and IT and engineers that are ruling. So if you are not good with maths, what are you going to do? Do you get me? But if you know that the person can do very good graphic designing, and you tell him that, Charlie, forget maths. After here, you can do your own setup. Sit down, plan, do your own setup, do this, do this. If we are able to train students like that, teach them principles of how to do that, they wouldn't need that maths and science thing, and they wouldn't be saying that, okay, the school is whatever. So the initial idea to bring those liberal arts creatives into the education system is just to give them that refinement and that exposure. Until now, we are using one yardstick to measure everybody. So everybody must do science. Meanwhile, we have general science students, we have home economics students, we have somebody, we have this, we have that. So that we have that diversity in our public domain. When they all graduate, this person continues his science, this person continues my graphic design, this one continues this. That's the whole idea. You get me? So we have to, as teachers and as educators and as future parents, you people, You have to, or you will not be a parent.
You have to change
Yeah,
that.
you have to actually change the narrative. But the school structure is there. But provided you keep telling the child that, okay, you see somebody A in chains in the electives in maybe visual art. No, and he gets like D7 in integrated
Commerce.
science or commerce. I mean, that doesn't mean the person, for you to get A in graphic design, somebody can draw and draw this thing. I'm glad now you see, even if you look at trends in Ghana, people are being able to commercialize dancing. We have academies that are doing dancing. Those days, if you are dancing, it's like you dance for a bottle of malt for funeral. That's the only thing you can apply dancing for. But now they hire them to do videos for big top artists and all that. Because somebody just sat down and said, no, you can say that you will not go to school, but this your dancing talent, I can sell it for you. And then that's the whole thing. So with the educators, the parents, the creatives, like everybody, we just have to give equal chance to someone. What a person is good at in school, you can identify and let them know. Okay, that is why DHS, they said our teachers should help us choose our courses. When you see that this child is very good at science and maths in the class, you can let him pursue general science. You should be able to, those are basic educations and all that, right? So you should be able to segregate the student, know that this guy will be good in this way, this will be good in this way. Because at JHS level, they try to introduce those courses to us for you to notice the student. You do BDT, right? Then you start to do in BDT, there's technical, there is home economics, there is then the normal science and all those things are there. RME is there. They now, I think they are bringing history and all those things even there now. Do you get my point? So they try to introduce you to the basic teachers to see where the small child the interest is. If you are able to identify the interest of the small child, then you can say, okay, then follow this path, follow this path, follow this path. Do you get me? So it's just the educators, the teachers, the parents, and the world at large, like the way we are judging people in terms of like measuring them. That's why it seems like somebody is no book smart, I'm street smart, but then that means that I'm stupid. That's not the case. It's because of how we judge it. So like those things can also sell. So don't worry. Just focus on that craft and sit down and see how you can be an entrepreneur for yourself. It will work.
So if I'm guessing you are saying like one way to change sorry. If I'm guessing you're saying one way to change the system is to start from us in the home
Yeah, in the
and
home.
start like with your circle, the teachers, everyone should change their mindset and their narrative and
Exactly.
eventually the whole thing will change.
Yes.
Okay.
So the structure is there.
Mm,
The structure is already there.
yeah.
It's just a matter of letting them understand the structure and
Yeah.
for them to thrive in it. That's it.
That's nice.
Yeah.
David, what about you?
So Theo has expanded a lot on this. And
What is on my heart?
and what he has said is actually very true. The basic unit of society is the home. So first of all, up and coming parents, you really have to change the narrative of we have to change the narrative of what you measure and judge success as. And the other thing I would encourage everyone to do is that we have moved into the information age where, like Dive Podcast, you can sit down on YouTube, you can watch Dive Podcast, you can learn. You can go on social media, you can see that there's actually encouragement these days to start something. Back in the days, if you are not a doctor or a nurse or an engineer, you are a failure in this life. But right now, all over social media, there are so many avenues that you see people doing things to get encouragement. So the first thing I'll say is that fine, the society might not be the way it should be, but you should be the captain of your own ship and the master of your own destiny. Right now, the information age that we are in, there's little disadvantage in terms of how you can advance in life.
those days they'll laugh at you. Oh, you are doing something, they'll laugh at you. Back when YouTube started, you are a YouTuber. That's
It was really like even a job.
are you serious at all? Like,
Yeah.
are you even
And now
serious
people
at all?
quit their jobs to do YouTube in full time.
Do fu-
Yeah.
and you'll be even if you have a job, your job should be on social media
Yeah.
because that is where your market is. Like having social media skills is a really big industry you should get into. So I'll say that first of all, you should like we have said before, family being the subunit of society, we should work on that as our mindset. But the thing is that you should take charge of your own destiny.
Work on your own mindset.
Work on your own mindset. Be watching Dive podcast and other podcasts that are very important. You should focus more on seeing that school is not the only pathway. The traditional system is not the only pathway. And there are people who have broken that cycle and have shown that it is not the only way to succeed. So you should move out from your own bubble of saying that government is not doing this is not happening. Yes, government should do better. But in the advent that they are not doing better, we cannot continue complaining because some governments don't care about you. So you should care about yourself. They don't care about you. So you should care about yourself. So I would say that there are so many avenues to try as much as possible to be exposed to all these things and craft a path for yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Do you have anything else to say?
Oh, that's all.
Okay, so this has been very insightful. Thank you guys so much for helping us summarize our conversation, and I hope you guys also learned something and we can also learn from you. So if you also have any inputs or suggestions, you can also drop them in the comment section. Thanks again to our two favorite guests, David and Theo. Bye.